What up, Tube? What are we doing today? We're back at Nomad Engineering for a follow-up video on our last video from the Ferrari 599. We're going to get a description from the guys as to what they do directly from them, where they came from, and how they did not copy anyone's designs on their manual conversion of the 599 Ferrari. Here we go. So, welcome to the view. Is that what we're going to say? Yeah. All right, so we're here with the guys at Nomad Engineering. We're going to be addressing a couple of the comments from the last video in the comment section regarding the 599 Ferrari conversion kit and what they do. Let's start off simply with introducing the guys. We'll start with Matt.
Hey, my name is Matthew. I'm the co-founder of Nomad Engineering, and I handle all of the electrical, so wiring, programming, coding. That's me.
My name is Christian Ramos. I'm also a co-founder. I handle more of the engineering aspects, design, development, the drawings, and putting things into manufacturing. And pass it off to Jay.
How's it going? My name is Jay Jeremiah, co-founder of Nomad Engineering. Lead fabricator, designer is Chris. Pass off the requirements to Chris, and he gets us the final product so we can fabricate it and put it in final development. Been doing this for 16 years now. Anything from race support to restoration work to European exotics. It's pretty much my quick story.
And y'all should know me if you follow my channel. I'm Miguel, RMJ Motoring. I don't know anything about anything they do here because I don't know how to fabricate a lot of the cool stuff they fabricate. I'm just here because it's a cool place and we're trying to get proper information out to the masses, accurate information, and also just see what direction Nomad's going here in the San Antonio area of Texas. And I love cars, and we love cool cars, and the 599 Ferrari is a really cool car. Going to manual conversion on it is even cooler. Let's just open this up and get going on it. So basically we had some, and I'm gonna took some screenshots here, and with the comment section of the last video, and the link to the last video will be at the end of the video, but the comment section was a little active, and there is a company out of the San Antonio area known as European Auto Group, or EAG, and someone posted, it'd be awesome. It's an awesome job on the Ferrari, but it'd be really cool if you did it for yourself. So did one yourself, meaning that EAG were the first people to do that. So, and technically they are correct. Am I right, guys?
Well,
like to a point.
We were all originally working on this car with EAG, so this is our project.
Just to clarify a little further, there was a comment in there talking about how legally that the intellectual property was the product of EAG. Now, legally, that's not accurate. That would have been the case if we were under binding contract or W-2 employees of the company, but we weren't. We were freelance contractors. All of the designs were Chris's designs that were watermarked, and it's undisputable who designed the product. Not to mention, Matt and I were the original people who took the first bolt off of this car. We were the ones that did all of the work, front to back, top to bottom, from the beginning. So just to add a little bit of clarification, we got it to the point of 80% completion. We ended up leaving the company due to professional differences and disagreements on how the company was run between the clients and the employees themselves. We had a lot of ethical reasons why we just didn't want to be a part of that anymore. So we created this. Unfortunately, a lot of customers got wrapped up into that mix, and they were reaching out to us for assistance since we were the original innovators of the designs of the actual fabrication from step one. So with that being said, a collection of us decided that we wanted to just go on and do our own venture And this is a short story of how Nomad came to be and how this car came into our possession. We'll show you later on in the video the final product that EAG that they delivered, and it was unacceptable. It wasn't even able to be driven to our location. So yeah, with that said, we're here tasked to finish what we started and button it up and deliver it to the customer the way it should be. This is a 1,000-mile car. This is a very, very good example of a 599. As the world knows, there's only 30 out there. So we would like to add 31 with quality. And that's pretty much where we set off. And by no means are we doing only 599 conversions or Ferrari conversions for that matter. We are going to be offering conversions for Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Maseratis, Porsche, but that's not our main demographic. We'll offer it, but we're also going to be offering performance tuning, power adding upgrades, suspension development, brakes, things to really get these cars not just fast, but safe and reliable and enjoyable.
To touch on what Jay is saying as well, many of the parts were actually developed by my company. I have another company, it's called Unbox Development. I've been doing engineering work, design, research and development, business consulting for over 10 years now, multiple industries. In automotive, I've set up assembly lines in Mexico for multiple large companies, car manufacturers. I've worked in aerospace, consumer product design, medical R&D, oil and gas. So I have a lot of experience, which I brought. My company, I was collaborating with the company EAG that Miguel was talking about. We were going to start a new company. I was never an employee of this company, and every single one of my drawings and files, I have Easter eggs all over it saying that I'm the designer of these components. I designed many of these components from just a picture, a black and white copy. So these dimensions came from my head. I designed them in CAD and then 3D printed them, built prototypes. Matt might have put them together, welded up some mock-ups. And that's one of the reasons that I decided to go and work with Jay and Matt. Like you said, these guys are the innovators, I'm the innovators, and we're the true pioneers of this. I also disagreed with a lot of the business practices that was going on with EAG. Not to throw them under the table or anything, but I was consulting him, tried to give him as much business advice, and it fell on deaf ears for whatever reason. Another side issue I had was I was a part of Gated 6 LLC, which was the new company, and for some reason Gated 6 thought they held the IP to everything I was creating, which was never the case. I was set up to be a distribution company of the products, and that caused some, I guess, turmoil. The financial transparency was never there, and the amount of money that I felt was being consumed for, I didn't know where it was being allocated. It was worrisome to me. So that's also why I disbanded from Gated 6. So I'm no longer part of that company, and they never had the authorization from day one to use or replicate any of Unbox Development's designs, which I was told that they would stop, but I'm not sure at this point. So we're gonna have to look in that into the future. But we're all collaborating, and we're just taking over. We're designing our own stuff from here on out. Everything else before was Unbox Development. What we make under this roof is Nomad Engineering's intellectual property, and we're gonna make some great stuff. So
to add to that, as far as electrical goes with this car, I was the one in conjunction with Trev from the UK. We were able to figure out the coding issue on this car. I did a bulk of the legwork on that. So electrically, between the three pieces, right, the design, the installation, the fabrication, and electrical, we did this entire car. So it was natural for the customer to switch over to us. He was concerned and very upset with the situation there, and he reached out to us and was interested in having the car done right. You'll see some before and after videos, and you'll see what we're talking about.
What happens when we're amateurs, we think we charge a battery and we don't, but I probably won't make it the video. But, so just to clarify, you all three, there was no contracts between Matt, Jay, or Chris and EAG.
There wasn't even a job application.
Not
So-
a lick of paperwork.
I had a handshake deal. I'm starting a new business. Yeah, a new LLC to develop these components, and that never happened. And then someone else came in, and it was gray. Everything was always gray there.
Now, I don't
Extremely.
publicize what my 9 to 5 work is because I don't want everybody calling me asking me for a deal. But but I'm an independent contractor for a major corporation in the automotive community. In 44 years in the business, I've worked for them for 14 years. Now, for the first 10 of those years, I worked for them directly, meaning I was an employee of that company with a W-2. They declared my social security number, all those things. You know how you normally are if you were employed at McDonald's, the same thing. So everything I did up to that time, whether I developed something or generated business for them, that would be under that umbrella of, me taking something from them.
Right.
Yeah,
For just rudimentary explanation.
That
you're
makes
under
sense.
an NDA
Right.
and a non-compete.
Exactly.
You're a
There
direct
was an
employer.
NDA signed, a non-disclosure agreement, when
Between
now
y'all,
I'm
yeah.
a contractor for them because I work away from their main office out of Texas now, doing the same work I did before. Now, for me specifically, with them, there is an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, meaning the information I provide for them is specifically and only for them. It's proprietary to that company. That wasn't done, to my understanding.
It was done on my side
Okay.
for my company's
Right,
protection.
I know. On
So
their
all of
end,
my
it wasn't.
design, yeah.
So
yeah.
you protected yourself for your designs.
Yeah.
But basically, that being said, and I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, but just from my understanding, y'all have the freedom to use your designs now, however you see fit, under your company's umbrella.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's pretty clear and cut. Again, we just wanted to clarify that this wasn't copied from someone else's idea. We didn't copy and paste this, or they didn't copy and paste this.
Yeah.
This was their original designs specifically for the 599. Their designs going forward for other applications, whether it be Ferraris, Lambos, Maserati, or anything else that's in their brain, is going to be theirs. Go ahead, Chris.
There's a certain process of product development
Oh,
that
yeah.
we have to take, and we've kind of experienced that with this car and trying to fix the issues that the customer came with. But there's you get a concept, and then we fab it up. We have some minor tools here.
research and development.
Yeah, research and development, and there's prototypes and processes that go along. And that was one of the things that was kind of deterring me. There was none of that in place. There was no documentation. There was no steps of revision. It was kind of like we have this idea and then we're just flying with it now. And I've known from experience that's like the number one way to
There has to be a plan.
lose money. Yeah.
Especially when you're working on very expensive equipment, not only the equipment to manufacture, but the end product, the equipment of the customer.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, in my opinion, it doesn't matter if it's a Lexus SE300 with a 2J swap or a very expensive Ferrari going to a manual conversion. It's you want a finished product that's complete, works properly,
Every time. Yeah.
and looks, in all intents and purposes, almost like the OEM did it. That's what a final, well-made product should be like, in my opinion. And I think in most
yeah.
people's opinions that are paying or in the business of manufacturing those products want to see. Now, before we close, and I know the three of y'all mentioned before and after videos, so we're going to show that. We're going to close on that video, I think. We're just going to let that roll. And what we're going to see is we're going to show a video of how the car arrived to Nomad when the customer decided to bring it back to the originators of the kit to fix the issues that were unfortunately completed, and correct me if I'm wrong, completed incorrectly
rush is
when
what
you
it
all
was.
decided to separate yourselves from EAG. And at that point, you didn't finish it because you weren't there.
Correct.
Right.
The customer then brought it back, so we have a before, and then we're going to have this was last week, right? Am I
Yep.
right? Last week, the fine, I guess the almost final, because there's still R&D requires a couple of revisions.
In retrospect, we had actually stopped that car from being shipped because of those issues. That once we left, the barrier had also left, and he decided to ship it how it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. That's why I don't do. See, I wasn't there. I don't know. Like I never even driven a 599, so.
Oh, you will.
But the closing videos will be that, and you'll see how much smoother it is, how it should be. And again, this isn't even the final revision. From what Chris was telling me before we started the video, there's still a possible couple more revisions.
We want to make it perfect.
Yeah,
exactly.
We don't want to have any types of corners cut. We're not rushing this. Fortunately, it's good and bad. We don't have 20, 30 cars that are taking up all of our time. I would love to get to that, amount, but right now we have the time to focus on this project amongst a couple other smaller ones. But we're going to dial it in and get it right. The client's been through 2 years of aggravation, and it should have never taken that long. Again, that was just time management misallocation, money misallocation to get the job done in a timely manner. Promises were made that couldn't have been delivered. They were unrealistic. But again, that falls into line of the moral implications on why we left, because unfortunately this is not the only car that suffered this fate. I'm sure it's not going to be the last one that we touch, that we started working on to begin with. We'll see. It's just a matter of time and see what happens. But yeah, we want to develop and deliver a product that is above and beyond even factory. So that's ultimately our goal.
Now, beyond the Ferraris and the Lambos and everything else, beyond this particular car, you briefly touched on it a bit ago, and what else? What's the evolution? Because I know you all have only been here 2 or 3 months now at this point. What's the evolution? Where are we going? Where's Nomad going in regards to over the moon? Well,
Yeah.
Elon's got a rocket for that. So
Well, speaking of Elon,
Get some investors.
we want to
wanna
get
go
into
to-
EVs as
Yeah.
sort of a long-term,
I know we
mid-term
we
drive.
talked about that briefly just amongst when I was here last time. We were having a conversation. EVs, suspension development. You mentioned Jay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we want to do a suspension development for Teslas for the racing circuits. Right now, there's a bunch of Teslas being tracked. It's starting to come up and up and up. There's no adjustable suspensions, control arms. The only thing that they really offer is adjustable like coilovers, damping and rebound. But as far as camber adjustment, stuff like that, it's very limited. So we want to offer something along the lines of that. We're also going to be developing products, power adders, EV power adders, retrofit kit hybrid systems. We got a bunch of things coming up without divulging too many details. But yeah, we're definitely going to be dipping our toes in the water of the EV game, and playing with that a little bit. Yeah, there's sky's the limit really when it comes to that. It's such an emerging market.
And by no means, I think that the guys are saying we're only going to do electric vehicles. I think that's just the
it's
way.
just part of what
I
we're
know
doing.
it's not because I know what they drive. And
Trucks too.
but
Overland, off-road,
they have a background in off-road
Yeah.
in everything. Heck, Chris has what is this thing called? I mean, you're not going to see it, but
Paramotor, yeah. Fly some paramotors, do a
so
little ATV and dirt bikes.
it's about
yeah.
just, I guess, evolving with how, in regards to automotive, it's evolving with how the automotive trends change and evolve themselves. So
We want to bring innovations too
Yeah.
from other industries. I mean,
course.
aerospace, you kind of morph the two. Automotive, aerospace, a lot of technologies with carbon fibers, composites, and things like that. That's kind of what we're working with, and we're looking to collaborate everything we know collectively. So
Yeah, we have some really interesting things coming down the line. Again, without giving away too many details, but the EV is just a piece of it. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
all right, gentlemen, I think we're going to close on that. Thank you very much for staying. This is going to be a little bit longer video, but I mean, it's hard to condense a quality amount of facts into 10, 15 minutes. I think if you stuck with it thank you. If you didn't, well, comment about why you didn't. I don't care.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Hey, give us your feedback, your information. You know, these gentlemen are located in the New Braunfels area of just north of San Antonio in Texas. And of course, just like last time, their link will be at the bottom of the description, along with their address and everything. They have a lot of knowledge. They just don't do manual conversions for high-end cars. It's going to be a lot more than that.
Okay, go and start it. Okay, the first thing I want to document is that clutch sound. So in neutral, when you release the clutch, it makes a ton of drivetrain sound. I'm trying to point the microphone towards it. It goes away when you press in the clutch, and then comes on when you release the clutch. Let's roll up the windows. It's audio.
Yeah, there's no fucking second.
What? That's because it's rubbing on the torque tube. It's okay to drive it like around the block, but yeah, when you give it any gas, it vibrates against the torque tube heavily. Start from first.
And we're going to close it on that. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you.
have a great week. God bless.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.